On this episode, we get the tailgate mounted on the 59 El Camino and realize it had previous collision damage. Then we show you the ins and outs to pinholes and body filler, and we give you a tech tip on how to spray high build primer. So tailgate is up and ran into an issue. So what happened?
Oh yeah. So you can tell that this tailgate has been in an accident. It totally got smashed or hit somewhere on this side. And you can tell by seeing all the previous work that someone else has done. And then another thing that was a dead giveaway too is that this was a lot wider than that side. If you just put these moldings up and test fit it, it was a dead giveaway because if you look at it, it's all wider down here. And we actually got to kind of squish it down and get in the right position. So whoever did the previous work wasn't the best job, so right now we're actually kind of correcting everything. So what we had to do is break the spot welds. Now it moves, but we did measure from these points because we know right now that this is all lined up now with the tail lights, and it's actually a 1/4 inch difference between this point and up here. So if you look at it, this deck lid is actually way shorter. It's down here and it's supposed to be up here. So we're missing a 1/4 inch off of this side. So the plan of attack is get this as wide as the molding, but first we basically have to extend this. So all we had to do was basically just make a template of this line over here, trace it on a piece of metal, and then tip the edge, and that will give us our new piece. So of course we know that we're short here. So all we have to do is extend it up, make your line, scribe your line, cut it out, and then weld it in.
So Nigel has completed his patch panel. He hand fabricated this out of 18 gauge steel. And now he uses Clecos to hold that patch panel in place and verify that his panel matches the trim stainless steel molding. Then he grabs his air saw and also a cutoff wheel, makes a nice clean cut, and you can see here all the previous damage from the previous collision, and it goes straight into the trash. This is a great tech tip here too. He's just using a piece of ram board, which is just cardboard. You can find this at Home Depot. And he makes a little template to match the passenger side to the driver's side. This is critical when doing metalwork, that all the shapes match from the right to the left. Nigel is a perfectionist, and you can really see his craftsmanship shine right here. He TIGs weld the 18 gauge steel in place, not to leave too much heat into the panel. We are working around body filler and primer, but this will all be ground out and we will refinish all of that body filler. And you can see here he's got the other patch going on the top side. Again, the Bailey bead roller made light work of this. He just tipped the edge there and it gave a nice contour. Everything looks great. He's got it all fitted to the body trim. Then he's going to use the MIG welder here to plug weld the two panels back together. Right back to original showroom condition. So as Nigel finishes up the tailgate, let's check in with Ethan as he's on pinhole duty. He's going to explain to you exactly what's going on.
All right, man, give me a rundown of what you got going on.
Okay, so basically here we're doing a glaze coat to fill all the little pinholes in the Bondo. So we got Brandon over there, master bodywork guy, coated the whole thing with Bondo, sanded it all to perfection, right? So what you are left with after that is small little pinholes in the Bondo. You can see them real well right here, which is a totally normal outcome once you're doing a Bondo work to like this level so much. But there's a good easy way to fill those little pinholes and make it a perfect surface to paint. So what we're gonna do is take some of this glaze here, a nice scoop, and then you take just a little bit of your hardener and we're gonna mix that in. I went a little heavy with the hardener, but it's okay. You wanna mix it until it's all solid one color. Cool. And you can scrape it all into a pile. After you mix it up, I like to grab a fresh, clean one because it applies easier. You take just a little bit, not much. And what we're gonna do is come and fill these holes with it. You kind of push, not super hard, but you wanna put it in the holes, and we're scraping it off the surface layer. So you put kind of like a coat and then scrape it smooth, and all that's left is the holes filled. So you can get in there, and it's definitely a little bit tedious, but the outcome is going to leave you with a perfectly smooth surface for painting.
And you're going to be doing this throughout the entire car.
Pretty much, yeah, with the one little razor blade.
As Ethan fills all of the pinholes with a little bit of glaze putty, you can see here on the right hand side of your screen the pinholes that remain, and on the left hand side the pinholes that have been filled. We don't want any pinholes in the body filler at all, because as we prime, we don't want to create any air pockets. So here's a quick tip we're going to show you guys. Put a little bit of putty glaze on your mixing board and separate a little bit of blue hardener. Then just mix a very small amount with a razor blade and run over those pinholes. You too can master this skill set at home, just like us. I've got faith in you. Here's the before and the after. Perfection. So Brandon and I popped the tailgate off of the 59 El Camino, and we have got to jam on masking this thing and get it in its first round of high build primer. We're a week behind schedule, so let the montage begin. Masking starts now. As I get ready to prime, I grab my old tried and true finish line spray gun with a 2.1 tip. We're using a high build product called Featherfill from a company called Evercoat. We really like this high build primer. It's competitively priced and it just lays down so beautiful, but the best part is it sands incredibly well. Very easy and forgiving. So we mix it up and we are ready to spray. So as you can see, I start off in the bed. We want to get these bed panels in a high build primer as well because they are going high gloss black. Then I work the passenger side quarter panel and door, leaving no remaining dry edges. This is a critical part of priming. As you're first starting out, keep everything with a wet edge, meaning don't ever dry spray a panel, and continue from the quarter panels in through the doors. And even if the fenders were on this car, you would just keep priming all the way down the entire length of the vehicle, never leaving a dry edge. So I finished the quarter panels and then I'm on to the roof. I start on the driver's side, work my way to the passenger, and then fill out the center of the roof. And this is the fourth and final coat. That's a wrap. Four coats, 2.1 tip, heavy build. That's it, we're done. Gonna clean up, get out of here, unmask it tomorrow. As almost every single painter will tell you, the most rewarding part of completing a paint job is unmasking. It is literally like opening a present on Christmas Day. Brandon and Ethan unmask the El Camino, and we get to see this thing smoothed and faired out for the very first time. For the first initial primer round, we're very, very happy with the results. As we walk around the El Camino, we're looking at the highlights and the reflections to see if every panel jives and if everything blends and tapers really nicely. You see the highlight line there? It just looks correct. This is something that takes a long time to achieve, but man, on the first round of primer, this is damn near perfection. So we worked so hard to get this thing in the first round of high build primer, so we're going to take a little break and head out to Bonneville Salt Flats for the 2024 Speed Week. We're going to bring you along, so we'll see you next week for the Salt Flats video. What's up everybody, Brian from Mackey's Hot Rod Shop with our YouTube channel, Mackey & Machine. We wanted to say thank you guys for subscribing. The numbers are growing way faster than we ever expected. So a quick overview, we're giving away a box of merchandise for every new 1,000 subscribers. We bundle everybody together, we pick one number, and we send out all this merchandise straight to your door. It's just a way to say thank you, so we really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, do so now, because we're continuing our content in a hot rod shop, bicycles, motorcycles, planes, trains, boats, all of it here on Mackey & Machine. We've got a ton of new content for you guys. The best part of all, real quick, is a 1940 Ford giveaway as soon as we hit 50,000 subscribers. What do you have to do? Hit the subscribe button, that's it. We keep track of everything else. Thank you again. We'll see you on the next one.